Should you rent or buy in 2025? In 2025, the age-old debate of renting versus buying a home remains more relevant than ever. Rising interest rates, volatile housing prices, uncertain job markets, and shifts in lifestyle post-pandemic have made the decision increasingly complex. Should you commit to homeownership or opt for the flexibility of renting? The answer depends on more than just your wallet. It hinges on your lifestyle, long-term goals, and local market dynamics. This video breaks down the key financial, personal, and economic factors that can help you make an informed decision about whether to rent or buy a home in 2025. The state of the housing market in 2025. Before diving into pros and cons, it's important to understand the current market conditions. In 2025, many housing markets around the world are cooling off from the historic highs of the COVID-19 era. However, prices remain elevated in major urban centers due to a shortage of inventory. Meanwhile, mortgage interest rates have climbed back to pre-pandemic levels, or higher, in efforts to combat inflation, making monthly payments less affordable for many buyers. Simultaneously, rents have increased significantly over the last few years, especially in metropolitan areas where demand remains strong. In many cities, rent now matches or even exceeds monthly mortgage payments, complicating the decision-making process. Financial considerations. Rent versus buy. Upfront and long-term costs. Renting typically involves lower upfront costs. You may only need a security deposit and the first month's rent, while buying a home requires a down payment, often 10–20%, closing costs, home inspections, and other fees. That said, the money you spend on rent doesn't build equity, while mortgage payments eventually contribute to home ownership. Owning a home comes with hidden long-term expenses, such as maintenance, property taxes, homeowners insurance, and potentially homeowner association (WA) fees. These can add up quickly and are often underestimated by first-time buyers. Equity and investment. Buying a home can serve as a long-term investment. Over time, real estate typically appreciates, and homeowners build equity with every mortgage payment. In contrast, rent payments are sunk costs. You're paying for the right to live in a space but not gaining any ownership. However, this equation assumes you stay in the home long enough to reap the benefits. If you sell your home within a few years, you may not recoup closing costs or see meaningful appreciation, especially if the market is stagnant or declining. Lifestyle and flexibility. In today's gig economy, with remote and hybrid work models becoming the norm, flexibility has become a key asset. Renting allows you to move easily, whether to chase new job opportunities, explore different cities, or adjust to life changes like marriage or divorce. Buying a home ties you to one location and can make relocation more complicated and expensive. If you anticipate frequent moves, renting is likely the smarter option. However, if you're settled in your career and community and plan to stay for at least 5 to 7 years, buying may make more sense. Homeownership offers stability and a sense of permanence that many renters crave. Market timing and interest rates. Interest rates are a critical factor in the decision to buy. In 2025, average mortgage rates are hovering between 6% and 7%, significantly higher than the sub-3% rates seen during the pandemic boom. This means borrowing is more expensive, and monthly payments are higher than many prospective buyers anticipated. For some, these higher costs are a deterrent. But others argue that waiting for rates to fall could backfire, especially if home prices continue rising. Some experts recommend buying now and refinancing later when rates drop, while others advise renting and saving until the market stabilizes. Regional differences matter. Whether renting or buying makes more sense can vary drastically based on your location. In cities like San Francisco, New York, or London, buying may be nearly impossible for first-time homeowners due to sky-high property values. In these places, renting might be the only viable option unless you have a substantial down payment or inheritance. Conversely, in suburban or rural areas, it may be cheaper to buy than to rent. Monthly mortgage payments could be significantly lower than rent for similar properties, making ownership more appealing, especially for families or remote workers seeking space and affordability. Psychological and emotional factors. Beyond dollars and cents, There's a powerful emotional component to homeownership. Owning a home gives people a sense of pride, accomplishment, and stability. It allows for customization. You can paint the walls, build a deck, or landscape the yard without asking a landlord's permission. Renting, on the other hand, can feel impermanent and restricting. You may face rules about pets, noise, or even what kind of furniture you can bring in. Yet, for others, renting offers peace of mind. There's no stress about repairs, property values, or politics. The choice often comes down to your values. Do you prioritize freedom or stability? Flexibility or control? Generational trends in 2025. Millennials and Gen Z are increasingly leaning toward renting, not because they don't want to own homes, but because affordability remains a major barrier. Student debt, inflation, and wage stagnation have made it harder to save for a down payment. Some younger buyers are turning to co-buying with friends or family, or purchasing investment properties in cheaper areas while continuing to rent in more expensive cities. Meanwhile, older generations are downsizing or renting by choice, trading property maintenance for simpler lifestyles. The hybrid approach. A growing number of people are adopting a hybrid model, renting their primary residence while owning investment property elsewhere. This strategy allows you to build wealth through real estate without being tied to a single location. This approach can be especially smart in high-cost cities. You might rent a city apartment close to work while owning a rental home in a more affordable area, generating passive income without sacrificing your lifestyle. What's right for you? There's no one-size-fits-all answer to the rent versus buy question in 2025. Your decision should be based on a careful assessment of your finances, career stability, lifestyle goals, and local market conditions. If you value flexibility, plan to move soon, or can't yet afford a home, renting may be the wiser short-term choice. But if you're ready to settle down, can afford a down payment, and want to build equity, buying a home could be a powerful step toward long-term financial growth. No matter which path you choose, the key is to make an intentional, informed decision, one that aligns with your life's direction in 2025 and beyond. Thanks for watching. Whether you decide to rent or buy in 2025, the most important thing is making a choice that fits your life and goals. If this video helped you gain clarity, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more financial insights and real estate tips. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Remember that ownership changes outcomes. See you in the next one.